Oh, quick video. Quick video, ladies and gents. We're getting a new Quiet Place movie. It's a spin-off. It's in the works with Nichols writing and directing. They are super confident that Quiet Place 2 is going to go down well. I don't hate it. I think this sounds like I quite liked Quiet Place. I know it has its detractors, but I think it was fine. But they're really confident that it's going to go down really, really well. So this is an article over on The Hollywood Reporter. And they report that basically John Krasinski came up with a new idea and he's going to be producing. So I'm really, really, really surprised. Just because it's not come out. We've not seen the second one come out. Obviously the first one was a financial success. They didn't need to follow it up. Okay, like we can all agree on that, whether you liked it or you disliked it. They didn't need to. It was a good story. It was kind of one and done. They're following it up anyway, and now we're getting another one, a spin-off as well. Mental. Basically, the silent world of A Quiet Place is getting a little noisier. Jeff Nichols, the filmmaker behind such dramas as Mud and Loving, will write and direct an untitled spin-off connected to the events in the original Paramount movie, and presumably, obviously connected to the second one. Whether they're looking to tell the story of the people that we see in the second one, now that's the thing, isn't it? Maybe. Probably not, though, because we'll get their story in that film. But basically, John Krasinski, who directed and co-wrote the original 2018 movie... 2018? Wow. As well as its still unreleased sequel, came up with the idea for the new story, and he will also produce via his Sunday night banner, along with Michael Bay, Andrew Form, and Brad Fuller. Quiet Place was set in a post-apocalyptic world in which creatures with heightened hearing use sound to devour humankind. Is it just mankind? Anyway, what that... Sorry, that's thrown me well off. Humankind. Okay, whatever. The movie followed a family trying their best to stay silent and stay awake. The picture proved to be a cultural phenomenon, with both critics and audiences scaring up over 340 million worldwide on a budget of less than 20 million and nabbing an Oscar nomination for Best Sound Editing. Now, Quiet Place 2 is scheduled to open March 2020, but the release was postponed several times due to theatre closures and coronavirus lockdowns. Is now slated for release on April 23rd, which will be good. Like, I am actually looking forward to that, and I quite like the first one. Nichols' Mud, which starred Matthew McConaughey and Ty Sheridan, played at the Cannes Film Festival and Sundance Film Festival, while Loving also competed at Cannes and earned star Ruth Negga an Oscar nomination. He also wrote and directed Midnight Special, a sci-fi thriller released in 2016 by Warner Brothers. One of the filmmaker's hallmarks, on top of making thoughtful dramas, is collaborating with actor Michael Shannon. He is the biggest selling point for this. Michael Shannon. I think Michael Shannon's great. So, like this, again, it's only a quick video. This is just a bit of movie news, which I do here on the channel when we actually get some for a change. That's worth covering. Now, the thing is about this is, like, I look at it and I go, well, they're clearly really confident in A Quiet Place, or they just know that they can make it on like a tiny, minuscule budget. Now, the thing is, Paramount. As far as I'm aware, I don't think Paramount works with anyone at the moment for their distribution. I think they make and distribute, if I remember rightly, which means that they can take all of the profit. So especially if they're making these on a tiny, tiny budget, they will be reaping all of the profits. It's not like Legendary and Warner Brothers, right? So Legendary like make the Godzilla movies, not Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers help distribute them. So then they have to split partial profits and things like that. But they also take some of the financial pressure. So obviously distribution's a financial pressure, as is producing. But I'm fairly certain Paramount, I'm fairly certain they just do it all now. So if that is the case, and they're going to make it on a shoestring budget of less than 20 million, they're going to make some mega money here. But it just goes to show a lot of confidence, which is nice to see, because, I mean, there wasn't, A Quiet Place didn't have any weird agenda or anything like that. It was just a creature feature, and I like a good creature feature. Whether you liked it or you disliked it, it's fine. But I like a good creature feature, and the more the merrier when there's no bizarre agendas involved. So the first one was decent, in my opinion. Second one didn't need to be made, but it has been made. We have yet to see it, but it has been made. And now they're looking to make a spin-off, which is interesting because they'd always said in interviews, John Krasinski had always said, I want to treat it like almost like an anthology. I want to tell stories. I can see different pockets of humanity. Like one of the famous interviews he did, well, not famous, but one of the things which stuck out to me was when he said, the scene from A Quiet Place when he's on top of the, the grain silo and he's lighting the fires and you can see all the other fires light up. It was the story of every single farmer or each light. He was like, well, I wonder what their story is, and I wonder what their story is. Ultimately, though, it sounds like this second A Quiet Place movie is not going to be conclusive. It's not going to wrap up the creatures. There's not going to be a big final third act where they finally send them off into space, even though they do know the frequency that kills them now, or enables them to be killed. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go back in time? Are you going to go adjacent in time? Where do you tell this story? Now, for me, personally, I don't want to see a sequel specifically. Don't do another replay of A Quiet Place. What you can do, however, is do what we only learn in the newspaper clippings. Show us them coming down. Because that's what it was. Apparently it was a meteor storm or something like that. And that was how they got here. Or like travelling on meteors or whatever it was. Show us that. Show us the military collapse. A good way of doing this and keeping this, if you're trying to turn it into a franchise, a good way of keeping this franchise alive is telling this, a story in the world but via a different genre. And I say this about Alien as well. Is that if you're going to do it, right, give us a war movie. Give us a war movie. A war creature feature movie. That'd be epic. Show us how the military collapsed. Don't just tell us in newspaper clippings. Show us how they collapsed. Show us the world order falling apart. That's what I want to see. Just do that. We've had the family drama. I don't know quite what you can say the second one is going to be just yet. Probably still family drama. Fine. But give us a war movie, right? That's how you keep things fresh. Same story, same genre, but change the narrative subgenre, the story within the story. I think that'd be epic. Good war movie would work. That's a good way of doing a prequel. Don't just give us another family drama, because that's bollocks. No one wants to see that. Well, maybe some people do, but I don't. I want to see a war movie. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you want to see a war movie, what's your pick? Do you think that's the way to keep it alive? Let me know down below. I'm just one man commenting on the internet, but let me know. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. You can hit the bell notification icon and click notify all if you want to stay up to date, because if you don't do that, YouTube just sucks and doesn't tell you anything anymore. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Mr. H. Take care.